Star Smith here with the Menu All Star podcast, Life After Divorce. Come on into this live. We have so much to talk about. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Thank you for hanging out with us in Detroit last night. We had an amazing time. I want to give a special shout out to Mike C, Michael Caston. He's always a delight to have on the show, doing the show, co-hosting the show. He's such a vibe and a great good time. Make sure you guys check out that short that Mike and I did together when we were downtown Detroit on yesterday. I want to talk a little bit about all the single men that we saw vibing by themselves, having a good time at the Charlie Wilson concert. I am so proud of the men of Detroit that came out looking good, smelling good, walking, talking good, vibing out, whether the wives gave them the permission to go by themselves. Some of the dudes were alone, or some of them had people that they met down there. The men had an opportunity to choose some other women that may have been visiting the concert as well. But I was so proud to see that the men of Detroit came out to support the Charlie Wilson concert, as well as getting out on the scene if they were single, ready and willing to meet someone even at a concert. It takes a lot of courage to be able to go not only to a concert by yourself, but let alone go anywhere where you're alone and you have to meet people. Do you guys find that it's easier for you now? Maybe you've dated a little bit, maybe you've grown in some, conversation to have as icebreaker with women. Have you found it easy now to start to go places by yourself? Have you now, I'm talking to the men out there as well as the women, but men, have you now found the confidence to be able to attend these concerts and these live events by yourself in order to enjoy, have a good time on your own, and or find someone special, a companion or a potential partner that may be visiting the same place where you are, and starting a conversation? Like, I think that's so dope. Like, I was so excited to see all the men out there. Hello to everybody tuning into this live chat. I'm just giving a special shout out to all of the men of Detroit that came out to the Charlie Wilson concert. Although Mike and I were together, we were so proud to see the couples. They got dressed up. They looked beautifully. It was such a mature crowd. Everyone came with their lawn chairs if they weren't inside the band shell. They had their own music. They had, their own cups. Their drinks was flowing. And it was such a peaceful, wonderful, good time on the riverfront. I think Detroit has one of the best riverfront, river walk engagements in the country. I mean, there's so many greenways along the river. There's a nature preserve. Of course, you got all of the life on the river with the boaters and the different people that frequent the water. It was an absolutely beautiful night. And like I said, I appreciate all the men that came out by themselves, where they were on the e-bikes, whether they were on their golf carts, getting off of their boats from the marina and coming to the concert by themselves to have a great time. And I think we women have now started, and we probably were, the forefront or the forerunners and starting to go out places by ourselves. But now we see the men are doing that, and they have a good time. They meet people, or they just engage in conversation, and they go wherever it is, the next place that they're going, whether that's home or wherever. So it takes a lot of confidence to be able to step out by yourself, dressing good, looking good, smelling good, and engaging in healthy conversation. I think that's very important. And I think that is also a part of self-love. I think that's a part of self-love. Once you start to develop how much you love yourself and being confident in the person that you are, you're able to go out by yourself and meet people You don't have your homegirl with you. You don't have your homeboy with you. You are confident enough to go to a concert and or wherever you decide to go, get yourself nice and beautiful and or handsome and sit at a bar or sit at a concert, sit at a golf range and engage in meeting people. I think that's phenomenal. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. I was so proud to see it. Hello to all of you. Abigail, thank you for tuning in. Zainel, thank you for tuning in. All of you, I appreciate you. And thank you for all your subscriptions. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hype this video so that I can get to 200 subscribers. I'm on the way. We're on the way. So we want to get there together. Like, share, subscribe, and hype the video. I wanted to say this too. I believe 105.9 Kiss FM was a sponsor for this concert, Charlie Wilson, on yesterday. 105.9 Kiss FM did not represent well. We've seen that they had a booth set up and some lawn signs with the 105.9 Kiss FM, logo. But when we went to the booth, there was very little engagement from either the DJ or whoever the host was for the hour or the 2 hours. They were getting set up, so we decided, okay, let's circle back to see if we need to allow them to get set up, and then we'll come back to the 105.9 Kiss booth. By the time we got back, which was probably 30 minutes, 105.9 Kiss FM was packing up and leaving. And there was no crowd engagements. There was nobody on the microphone promoting the radio station, promoting the artists at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. There was no giveaways. There was no shout outs. Like 105.9 Kiss FM Detroit, what are we doing? iHeartRadio, Beasley Media, what are we doing? I don't know who was in the booth. I know it wasn't Mason. I didn't see Mason. I didn't see Angie Starr. I mean, whoever was in that booth at 105.9 Kiss FM in front of the Detroit Aretha Franklin Amphitheater promoting Charlie Wilson concert, you guys failed miserably. We were hoping that people were going to be shot out. There were beautiful couples with beautiful outfits on. We didn't have any t-shirt giveaways. There wasn't any promotional, engagement. There was no water bottle. Like, there was nothing. 105.9 was not offering us anything. So we want to put them on blast to say, listen, if you invite us to come out to a concert that you're promoting, be enthusiastic about hosting, right? We, the people in Detroit, we get dressed up, we get our best apparel on, we come out in great energy to come to the location where the radio station is promoting the concert to be dead as a doorknob. Like, we don't want that. We want a media takeover. So what we're doing here with the Venue podcast, Mike and I, we're going to do a media takeover. We're going to start broadcasting ourselves from these locations. Thank you guys to everybody that are tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Hello to you. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video. Hype this video. We're talking about the Charlie Wilson concert, how wonderful it was, but 105.9 Kiss FM didn't even hype it. They were sitting in the booth talking to each other instead of talking to the people of Detroit. The people of Detroit showed up. It was a beautiful environment, beautiful atmosphere, right off the riverfront, but the radio station was dead silent. No promotional giveaways, no shout outs, nobody coming up to the microphone. They didn't invite us up to the booth. I mean, it was nothing. Back in the day when it was Bushman, even Tune Up, when they would pull up with the radio van, everybody would be excited because they were giving something away, or they were shouting you out on the radio, or you and your spouse or your significant other, or whoever you was at a concert with, they would shout you out on the radio. We didn't hear nothing from 105.9 Kiss FM yesterday at their booth. It was absolute silent. And then they packed up and left early. Like, who's doing that? So if you guys know something that I don't know, maybe you know more about it, engage with me and enlighten me, because I think 105.9 Kiss FM failed. I think they absolutely failed. So they need some new hosts. I'm willing to go onto the station, Mike and I And we're willing to be radio personalities and promotional engagers with the people. I mean, we could create a lane. There's so much opportunity in media. It doesn't just have to be Mason, Angie Starr, and Devon. You know, like we all, if you have the voice, if you have the talent, if you have the desire, if you are able to connect with the people of Detroit, we are the people that need to be on the radio. We are the people that need to be on the platform, because those people that was in that booth representing 105.9 Kiss FM, they didn't have it. I'm sorry, but that's what it was. But nevertheless, it was such a great turnout. Charlie Wilson, I'm sure he did an amazing job. We had to leave early because the place where we parked, it closed at 10 o'clock. And so we didn't want to risk having our cars, you know, locked inside of a security area where we weren't able to get access to it. So we didn't see Charlie Wilson perform, but we did hear Evelyn Champagne King and the Mary Jane Girls. So, I mean, like I said, the people of Detroit showed up. It was a wonderful event. No fighting. There was no arguments. There was no altercations. It was just a beautiful time on the riverfront. If you're in the Detroit metro area, if you're coming to the Detroit metro area, make sure you visit one of the riverfront parks. I mean, there's so many. Robert Villard Park, Milliken Park, Belle Isle. It's just so many. The list goes on and on. You can do so many things: canoeing, kayaking, row boating, a nature preserving on the island. They have an aquarium in the Belle Isle Park. It's so much to do, and it's increased all the more. So that is a quick little rough summary of our night on the river. And I want to say this too. When Mike and I arrived at the riverfront, we had some time to be able to do some other things before the concert started. So of course you get to a venue early so that you can have ample parking, and that you're able to go to eat, or if you want to go have a cocktail or a mocktail, you give yourself time to warm up to the area before the concert starts. So what we decided to do was to play Jenga. We put it on the short. Make sure you check that short out where we played Jenga. It was the oversized tower Jenga, and people were engaging with us, and we had such a fantastic time. And I want to say this: I think it is great to have these day dates. If you agree with me, put it in the chat. Do you agree that day dates for you are fun? Are they safe? Is it something you would try? I think it's better than going out at night with somebody. I think it's better to go out during the day. What do you think? Put it in the chat. Let me know. I mean, people's energy is higher when it's the fresh start of the day. They've put a lot of the other things that they would physically do on the back end. So you're at the top of their level of energy and vibration during the day. I think that people are more enthused to be out when the sun is shining, right? And I think that it's just a different energy during the day versus dating at night, especially if it's your first date. A day date is your absolute best choice, in my opinion. You guys let me know what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe, share this video, and hype it, because we're almost at 200. Thanks to all of you, and we want to continue to grow and go and hit that 200 subscribe mark. So with that being said about the day date, you guys let me know, do you prefer, if you're single and even if you're married, to go out during the day or in the evening? Like I said, while we were waiting on the concert to start around about 8 o'clock, we got downtown. Maybe around 1:32, we were able to go have a wonderful time at the riverfront. We played our Jenga. We played some cornhole. There was so many oversized games to engage with other people and even build community with strangers by engaging in these games, which was fun. If it's an icebreaker, if it's your first date, it's something to do, which was really nice, so that takes a lot of the pressure off of conversation and learning about what to say, what not to say. Sometimes it's just fun to play a game with the person you're on a date with. And even in that, you learn a lot about a person. Are they good at winning? Are they good at losing? So you learn some things about them. So I truly recommend day dating. All right, let's go to another topic here. You guys have engaged with me every time I put a short out, and I appreciate that. You continue to fuel the conversation. And I put this short out, and it talked about who's responsible when it comes to the level of accountability for your child who may play in sports when it comes to having tantrums, right? Your child decides to have a tantrum and they do it on the field. Stop, Ava. My dog Ava is having such a. Hold on, guys. Stay right there. I'm going to let my dog out real quick. Come on, Ava. Come on. Okay, she doesn't want to go out. But here we go. So, who's responsible for correcting your teenage child who has a tantrum on the field or the court? Let's say they play tennis, they play basketball, they play football, and these kids are ninth grade and older, right? And I'm bringing this up because I went to a practice with one of my sons, and I see this kid, they're in a seven versus seven clinic, right? So everybody's on the field. This kid decides to get upset because he's bothered by the position that the coach gave him, that he didn't want to play anymore. So he throws the helmet off on the field. Now this is active games on the field. The games is still going on. He gets upset, throws the helmet off, right? Walks to one of the coaches, curses that coach out. Now, this is a ninth grade kid. Curses the coach out. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do this. Da, 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 this is suck. Da, da, da. Walks past the coach that's trying to get his attention to calm him down. Disregards him, who happens to be of another nationality. Goes on the sideline, sits down on the ground instead of the bench, and pouts and cries. This is ninth grade, right? This is ninth grade football. I said, this is not happening. Like, this, something is going on here. This cannot be happening. And so I continue to watch, and the coach says, such and such, come over here. So he immediately goes to the coach, after cursing out an assistant coach, goes to the head coach. The head coach wraps his arm around him, is talking something to him to calm him down, and let him get back in the game. Now hold on. And I was so flabbergasted. I'm like, listen, this cannot be what I'm seeing, because first of all, you're not about to cuss out my assistant coach. And then I'm not telling you to go apologize to him and show some type of accountability for your emotional, unintelligent behavior. And then if the head coach, is not persistent in the telling that young man, hey, what you're doing is absolutely unacceptable. Get off my field. Until you can have some level of control and you know how to treat people, and or you know how to respect yourself and represent us as a team well, you can't play on my field. So that's what I was expecting, but we didn't get that. So I said, dang, if we are starting the season off where we're allowing kids to have tantrums, this can go on all season. And then not only do that kid look bad, but your whole team look bad. Like and subscribe if you know what I'm talking about. Leave a comment. Am I overreacting? Because I was highly pissed off, especially when you put so much energy and effort into training your children to the best of the ability to have some level of emotional intelligence and emotional control. And then you just see a kid, a quarterback. Right? He's just not no regular, offense, defense. He's a quarterback. So you're the leader of the team and you're setting the tone, right? And the tone was just trash. What y'all think? Am I just on a rant? Like, do you agree with me? Because we seen coaches that were out there and they were getting it in with those players. If they saw that they were getting out of pocket, they was immediately getting them off the field and telling them about themselves right there, regardless if the parents was there or not. And this particular young man that I'm talking about, his parents was on the sideline and they were calling at him, such and such, come here, come here. He was ignoring his parents. And I went over there and I said, is this your kid? And they were like, yeah. And I just looked and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to have a confrontation with them. But I wanted to be like get a grip on your kid. Because if it was my kid, I know people would be like, hey, Star, what's up with your boy? Oh, he's just going through something, or no, it's no more excuses. Get it together before you get on that field. And like I tell my kids all the time, like, your character gotta be first. I don't care about no contract, I don't care about no money. If you don't have no character, you ain't gonna go nowhere far, because you're gonna blow it. Like and subscribe if you agree with me. If you disagree, leave me a comment. And thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Listen, I'm just recapping what's going on in the world around me, right? And so sometimes you got to put people on the forefront of accountability. So happened, time went on, and it was sitting heavy on my heart, and I said, I got to talk to this coach about it. And I didn't want to directly come out and talk about the specific person or the incident. So I played it cool, and I was just saying, hey, how's everything going with the boys on the team? Oh, everything is good. We're coming along. Okay. I said, oh, okay. Well, how is everything going with their emotional ability to handle this game? I'm talking to the coach. Well, we're a young team and we're working it out. Okay, that's cool. I said, well, specifically, I seen a few tantrums on the field, and I just want to know what are you guys doing about some level of emotional control with the boys? Stop, Eva. And so he says, well, we're working on that. I said, really? I said, because one person can mess up everybody's game. I said, when one of the kids are out there and they have a tantrum, that represents all of us and all of our kids. So we don't want to be the team where now everybody is considering us crybabies. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment. I'm going to let you guys go. I'll be back. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video. Hype this video. I gotta go, but I'm coming back. Leave me a comment if you agree or if you disagree. We talked about 105.9 Kiss FM blowing it with the people of Detroit. There was no representation there from the radio station. We didn't hear anybody on the mic. We didn't hear anybody shouting out. We didn't get any giveaways. We didn't get nothing. I'm proposing to go on to 105.9 Kiss FM and be a radio host, because me as well as Mike, we know how to engage with the people of Detroit. So I'm sending a invitation to 105.9 right now, Kiss FM. Listen, you need to hire me as well as Mike Caston so we can be the voices of the station and engage with the people, because when you guys was represented at this concert on last night, you failed. There was nobody there talking to the people. There was nobody at that booth. There was no giveaways. There was nothing. We're talking about accountability, right? So make sure you guys leave a comment, share with me, hype and subscribe. I appreciate all of you, and I'll be back. Star Smith, the Menu All-Star Podcast Live Show.